Welcome to King Says So, a channel that advocates for one Africa, one land, one Africa, one language, one Africa, one currency, one Africa, one army. I wish to witness Africans all around the world united as one in our lifetime. Enjoy.
You need a piece of land where you will be buried. You need land on birth. You need land on death. That's why land is everything. If you are not going to fight for land, forget it. Land brings pride. Land brings dignity. Land makes people respect you because you own a piece of land. So I'm going to meet the king on Tuesday. I'm going to ask him for a piece of land. Magazela said, no, don't ask. Just go to Nkosi and say, from here to there. That's how you do it here. But I don't want to get into trouble, so I must go and ask the king. So this region that you say they've led a successful land occupation here in KwaZulu-Natal, they've brought a dignity, istima amongst those people there. There is no water there where the EFF occupied land. There is no electricity. There is no tar road. There is no clinic. Nothing. There is a piece of land. They say, once I've got this, now I know the journey has begun. That's why even when you stay at home in a back room and there is a funeral, Vukan, there's a funeral at home, and you come from the back room into a family meeting, they say, when can we bury? And then Vukan, who stays in a back room, says, I think Saturday, but Ima. Let people speak, Ima. Because there's no white man there. There's no outsider there. There's no one who hates you, nothing. Your own mother, your own father knows back room. I was suggesting Saturday. Ima. Let people speak. They mean your sister who stays at an informal settlement where there is no water, where there is no electricity, but even in a shack, there is no window. The corrugated iron is rusty. But she must give an opinion because she's got a piece of land.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King053, Mr. Easy Imali Enengi, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're going all the way to KZN to address the speech of Julius Malema to the ground forces of KZN. Before we do that, let me just wipe my feet. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed, that has liked every video, that has left a comment. You know, any contribution that you guys are doing towards my channel, I appreciate it. I did kick out my car out of the garage. The garage is now clean and ready to be a studio. I thought I will start shooting my first episode on the 1st of December, but I was not happy. Some of you made some suggestions that King get some couches, because next year, 2024, will be a lot of interviews. We'll be doing a lot of interviews. All the political parties, I have their numbers, especially here where I stay in Northern Cape. I have, I think, all the leaders, any leader of any political party. If I don't know them personally, I know someone who knows them personally. So getting interviews is not going to be a problem in 2024 when we cover the national elections. So thank you so much. Those who want to contribute to the channel, please, on King said on my YouTube on my email, excuse me, on my email, kagiso.king7@gmail.com. Please make sure that you contact me so that we can make the garage look nice for our audience and for you too, guys. So yes, thank you to South Africa for always tuning in. Lesotho, thank you for Lesotho for always tuning in. Swaziland is always on the comment section. We're talking about Zimbabwe. I heard that Zimbabwe sold 20% of its land. Huh? Eh? Yeah, Mnangagwa is doing the most in Zimbabwe. Yo, Mnangagwa is doing the most in Zimbabwe. We're gonna cover that one day. Namibia, thank you so for always tuning in on the comment section. I see you. I see you. I see you. I mean, the channel is international now. Everyone is watching us from everywhere in Africa. So I can't name everyone, but if I forgot your country, please go on the comment section and tell me where you're watching me from. I'll really appreciate it, guys. I want us to speak about before I go into the speech of Julius Malema. In fact, I'm gonna play out with the speech. I want us to speak on a serious note, guys, because the elections are coming, and the expectations is that the EFF is expecting to win the elections. It's EFF is the only political party that is not speaking about colluding or colliding with another political party to take down the ANC. The EFF is not speaking that language. Julius Malema clearly said we want 10 million votes. I told you guys the 10 million votes is because that's what the ANC got on the 2019 local election. 10 million votes. 10 million people voted for the ANC, and 25 million people registered to vote, and I think only 22 million people actually voted. So ANC got 10 million of those votes, and as a result got, I think, 54, 56, somewhere there, 56%. If we look at the graph there, it shows us they got 57%. Okay, the ANC got 57%, and the DA got 20%. Okay, 20.77%. The EFF got 10%. Okay, the IFP got 3%, and now we're going to the Freedom Front Plus. Okay, we're going into the 2% and the 1%. Those are the minor players, but also very important in terms of they can be the king makers in terms of who will be president or which party will get the majority in terms of being supported by the smaller Nyana parties. So my question is, from 1.8 million, can the ANC really improve with 8 million votes and get 10 million votes? That is the question. We need to be realistic as supporters. We need to be we need to dream, and we need to see, because if you look at the student government bodies, student council bodies, the EFF has got like 80% of the universities. So there's a lot of numbers that is going to come from there. The EFF is banking on what? The new voters. There is no new person that just turned 18 now that is honestly interested in voting for the ANC. There isn't, because the ANC is not doing a good job in terms of advertising the good work they are doing. You know, when you speak about the ruling party, you're always thinking about ESCOM, potholes, Transnet, things that are going wrong. But I'm telling you guys now, there are things that the ANC is getting right. But because most of their cadres are just so focused on looting and protecting their interests in their faction and internal fighting, they don't advertise the good things that they are doing. They don't advertise. I can tell you right now, I work for the Department of Agriculture and Environmental Affairs in the Northern Cape. I can tell you guys without a shadow of a doubt that the way our department is supporting farmers, black, white, Indian, pink, red, green. The way we're supporting farmers, I would advertise it more if I was the ANC. I would advertise the good job that the government is doing.
Now are going to work. That's why you are here. The SG says, yeah, you are going to get Mkombandlela. That's why you are here. You are not here because you love your communities. You are here to take Mkombandlela, to go and sell Mkombandlela to your communities. After election, you disappear. That is not a genuine love for communities. Love communities, work for them without expecting votes. Don't go. Now is December. Children must get reports. A principal is going to refuse with a report. The parents are going to call you to go and get the reports of their children. You go there, no, give them reports. You don't have a contract with them. You've got a contract with their parents. The report belongs to the children. Give the children the report. Then, the principal gives children the report. When you leave the office with the children and the mothers of the children, because you successfully represented them, they will know you. They vote EFF. You must vote EFF. They are tolela my report. They vote EFF. You don't say that. Do not say that. Go and talk for their reports. Thank them and walk away. Sizoza thina sithi hayi sibuya ku EFF. Barry, we know your work. They refused my child with a report. I was held by the EFF. But one.
So you hear Julius Malema speaking about Ipsos. Ipsos says the ANC will not get 50% anymore. Let's look at that graph. So Ipsos is predicting that the ANC will fall to 43% in the 2024 national elections, and the DA will be at 20%, and the EFF will be at 18%. IFP will grow to 5%. Guys, this is pure rubbish. I'm sorry. And Julius Malema keeps on, he's been speaking about Ipsos in Mpumalanga, Northwest, Northern Cape, Free State, and now in KZN, he's repeating the same thing. I can tell you now, these numbers are wrong. I can tell you right now, these numbers are wrong. The ANC number is almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Remember, guys, elections are controlled by funding. Who has the most funding? Who can buy votes? Literally. You know, the amount of funding that the CRC campaign got, Busisiwe Mkhwebane tried to touch that money and the reports and the receipts of that money. And I think that was the beginning of the end of Busisiwe Mkhwebane. Speaking about the donors of the CR7 campaign and those people getting jobs in government after they have funded Cyril Ramaphosa. Very serious thing that Busisiwe Mkhwebane was touching on. And I'm telling you, the same thing is going to happen in 2024. You're going to see the ANC start climbing up in terms of visibility. You're going to see a lot of money being thrown in. You're going to see a lot of renovations of houses taking place. You're going to see a lot of streets being fixed because there's millions and millions of rands thrown through behind campaigning for a president to win. I'm saying that because I want to say this. Many white donors know that the DA cannot win on the ground, vote for vote. So now they are left with the situation that they need to choose between the EFF and the ANC. And it's a no-brainer that they are going to choose the ANC. It's an absolute no-brainer. Let's be honest, guys. Let's be total honest about what I'm saying to you guys. If you are Johann Rupert, the Oppenheimers, And other you're not supposed to get donors from outside the country because it's illegal according to this. The According to law, you can't get funding from a political party in this country. Can't get funding unless if that from overseas, unless if that funding is for training and developing things, which I don't understand. But anyway, that's yeah, you can't get funding for campaigning. That's what I'm trying to say. So the funders will be from South Africa. They will be finding President Cyril Ramaphosa because they need him there. I mean, look at how the country has been going. You would, if you are a white person, you would want Cyril Ramaphosa to be there. You know, Julius Malema is a threat to everyone. The EFF is a threat to everyone. So if Ipsos saying the DA will get 20%, it's a miracle. They can't get 20% in what you call 2019 local election and get 20% now again. No, the DA lost most of its credible leaders from Mmusi Maimane, of which I've said that was the biggest mistake that the DA made. They stood a better chance if they kept Mmusi Maimane, but the racism in the party led them to kicking out Mmusi Maimane, a qualified politician, to putting in a person with a grade 12 matric certificate. Oh no! I'm speaking nonsense. He does not even have a matric. Or John Steenhuisen. He does not even have a matric. If he does, please correct me on the comment section. Last time I checked, he's not qualified to even write legislature laws and all of those things. But anyway, that's who the DA chooses. So all the best to them. So Julius Malema, what he spoke about many things in the KZN Ground Force address, because it is important to train these people. I keep on repeating this. Repetition is the mother of all perfection. So if you keep on repeating, some of you must say, "No, but what he said in Limpopo, he said it in Mpumalanga, he said it in Northwest, he said it in Northern Cape, said it in Free State." It's important to repeat these things, even if you are speaking to the same people. Repetition is everything. You cannot inspect what you don't expect. You cannot expect what you don't inspect. Excuse me. You cannot expect something that you will never inspect it. Inspect all of these ground forces and tell them and educate them as to how to speak going forward. Very important. And give them the information, equip them for going out in the streets. I mean, Julius Malema speaks about hygiene, speaks about dress code, body language, how you address yourself, the way you speak to people, all of those things. You don't see any other political party doing those things. You don't. So it's important. I want to close with this important point of the no borders, the no border Africa without any borders. I think Julius Malema, honestly, is the only person who fully understands this no border thing like I do. Honestly, I'm speaking to you because I've never heard any other politician or any other leader of the DA articulate the point of one Africa the way Julius Malema is doing it. And that's the point I'm going to close. I'm going to play with the clip now. Please excuse me. The oneness of Africa is the freedom we all need. As long as you still have a problem with 443 children coming this side to come and spend Christmas with their child, I asked a friend of mine from Zimbabwe. I said, "Listen, man, what is going on with this 400?" He said, "Listen, King, ever since I was born, I know that some Zimbabwean parents don't leave South Africa on the festive season because of their work. They are working up to Christmas, and it's pointless to come and go and spend 2 days at the border to cross the border just to spend a few days and to be back New Year, opening work on the 3rd of January. So he said sometimes they send money for their kids to come over this side, and then they They spend Christmas and then they can go back. I said, if that's true, then is it possible that they send 42 buses? He said, no, I doubt. So I don't know about this thing. Anyway, the point I was trying to make is that an open border would have had all those children registered in the Central Processing Unit of Africa, or at least of SADC, where the children is registered that this child will be in South Africa for 15 days, for 20 days, spending time with their parent. Their parent, we have their information and everything. This child does not need a passport. He just need to identify themselves. So we know this child is there. Fingerprint, scan the ID. Excuse me. You guys know I've got a sinus problem. You scan the ID and everything, and the child comes over, spend time with their parent. What are they going to do when they are this side? They're going to spend. The economy is going to benefit. They're going to spend money. But the hatred that we have towards our African brothers, but we're allowing our Chinese people, our Afrikaner people, our white people come as they please here. But when you speak about township economy, it actually it skyrockets in the billions of rands every month that is being spent in the township economy. Don't want to speak a lot about that. All I'm going to say is that we need this open border policy. But in that open border policy, everyone who passes through one country or another must identify themselves. And the only way they can identify themselves is that we have a central processing unit, central home affairs, if you like, a central um, ID, a uniform ID that Zimbabwean have, South African, everyone has got the same ID, you know. So when you scan, it can easily identify that person, and then that person can come and you just state your reason of visit. Say, no, I'm visiting Zimbabwe for business reasons. How many days, Mr. Hlongwane? I'm Mr. Hlongwane, by the way. And I said, no, I'll be here for 6 days. Okay, beep, beep. After 6 days, if I'm not back in the border post, they can send an SMS or a message, come looking for me. And I said, no, I'm extending my stay with another 6 days. I'll be back in 6 days. Okay, no problem. They update the system. If I don't come back, they can red flag me to say, listen, you said you're going to be there for 12 days. It's 12 days have passed. You did not come back, and they can red flag me and limit my movement because of dishonesty. You understand what I'm saying, guys? But let's listen to what Julius Malema said so that because I can speak the whole day when it comes to this topic. In fact, they should make me the minister of open borders. I would open all of these borders about nobody's business, but I'll put the systems in place so that they cannot be chaotic movement, people moving without us being aware. So the only thing we'll ask is that if you want to go to South Africa, it's fine. If you want to go to Namibia, it's fine. If you want to go to Lesotho, Mozambique, it's fine. But identify yourself at the border first. Let's listen to what Mr. Malema said. I thank you guys.
We have not seen the people of Italy moving to Britain because the pound is stronger. Let's go to Britain than the euro. No. They've always stayed where they are. But they can eat breakfast in Italy and have lunch in Britain and have dinner in Spain without any hassle. Why? They are one people. They are enjoying each other. They embrace one another. But we must not do that. Once we do that, Malema says people must come here. They are going to take your jobs and all of that. Why are you allowing that? This Malema must be stopped. It's not true. Inkosi Tembe is an inkosi of the Tembe family, both here in KwaZulu-Natal and in Mozambique. And Mozambique, they never said, yo, inkosi yetu is in Natal. We're no longer staying in Mozambique. No, they're staying in Mozambique. So it's not true that once you say there's no border, there's no border in the Tembe nation. They are one thing. But those who are in Mozambique, they stayed there. Those who are in South Africa, they stay here. In Lesotho, there is no fence between Free State and Lesotho. The people of Lesotho, what is the day today? Sunday. They are in Free State now as we speak. Around 5, 6. What's open there? Go back to Lesotho. There's no problem. They are together. They are one thing. So why didn't they move from Lesotho into Free State before even Malema existed and the EFF existed? Because there's never been a fence. There's no fence. Mashaba showed you. He went to Limpopo and said, yeah, look, there's no fence here between Zimbabwe and Limpopo. But when you go into Zimbabwe, there are still people there in Zimbabwe. They are staying there. Yet Mashaba confirmed that there is no fence. And without fence, these people are going to come here. Malema says they must come here. There is no fence. Why are they not coming now? There is no fence. I said to you, mark that, we are led by fools. Because there is no fence, but there is a gate. We are led by fools. There is no fence, but there is a gate. When you go home today, you arrive at your home from this meeting, you just find the fence is gone. Only the gate is standing alone like this. And then, what do? Without fence, you still open the gate. Hey, we are in a state of madness. Why, if these borders mean nothing, why are they opposed to them? They are threatened by African unity. Because the unity of African people will mean they are equal to China, they are equal to India, they are equal to Russia, they are equal to Britain. How can Swaziland tell Britain anything with that size of a population? They won't listen to them. But once we come together, we are billions of people who can confront the status quo globally. So, don't listen to the nonsense that says, these people are going to come here, they are going to take our jobs and all of that. Anyway, these people have been here. The economy of South Africa that was established by Rhodes, Cecil John Rhodes, established the economy and the economic system of South Africa using Southern Africa. There's no nation that has not contributed in the gold and diamonds which made what South Africa is today. That's why there is a language called Fanaka Law. That language did not come from the EFF. We found it. Why? Africans found themselves together and had to develop a language which will make it easy for them to communicate as colleagues. They've been here. So there's no one, and they've never been here with their families. They are here to work, and then when they are off, they go back to their families. No one will ever overburden your health system because these people are not here. They are searching for greener pastures. They are going back. If you follow the logic that says people move to areas where there is richness and that area is more richer than where you come from, then let's look at Limpopo. Limpopo is extremely poor compared to Gauteng. There is no border between Limpopo and Gauteng. There is no fence. But the people of Limpopo never moved from Limpopo to go and settle in Gauteng because Gauteng is more richer than Limpopo. So if this logic that Nigerians are going to move from Nigeria to here because they are looking for the richness here, why are the people of Limpopo not being the first ones to move into Gauteng to go and look for those richness? So do not follow the logic that doesn't work, because its aim is to keep us divided and control the whole of Africa. All I'm saying is the EFF is not a tribalistic organization, it's not an ethnic organization, it's not a regional organization. It's an international organization. And everywhere, even in America, where you find black people, where you find Africans, where you find the oppressed and the dejected masses of our people, and you are wearing a red beret, they are all going to come greet you because they know that this is the organization that represents all of us. Fighters, We celebrated HIV and AIDS Day here. But my worry is that it looks like we are going back here in KwaZulu-Natal. It looked like we were winning the battle against HIV and AIDS. But now, statistics suggest we are going back to 2000. Comrades, we cannot afford to be sick now. This country needs men and women who are healthy, who are fit and proper to come and run it. Now we have to go back to basics. We have to make sure we use condom if we can abstain. We have to be faithful if we are in a relationship, because eThekwini is drifting back. The youth of eThekwini are going to be sick in their numbers if the EFF does not champion the campaign against the spread of HIV and AIDS.